Hello everyone, my name is ToolSin and welcome to the CNFT.tools Discord server. I'm joined by Virgil CNFT from the Kirai project, which is a fairly highly anticipated anime project which is soon to be minting on Cardano. So, hi Virgil, and introduce yourself.
Hi, Sin. Thank you for the awesome intro, man. So I'm Virgil. For anyone that hasn't met me yet, I'm one of the co-founders on the Kirai team, and I manage the PR. We will have Kev with us. He's got the time zones mixed up, so he thought we were starting in 2 hours. So I think he's just running around trying to grab all his bits. So Kev should be with us in about 10 minutes or so. But yeah, thank you for having us, mate. Appreciate it.
Oh, sorry, obviously badly timed cough there. Um, so, kind of like getting into some of the juicy stuff fairly early on, just because keep the YouTube people with all the knowledge and everything. So your mint is coming up soon, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's actually coming up this Saturday. It seems like everyone has decided to mint in and around us since we announced our date. So yeah, we're minting this Saturday evening. Whitelist starts at I think it's 5:30 UTC, and then public 2 hours after that. But yeah, excited for the weekend. Obviously, as you know, probably know, it's a lot of work that goes into it. So late nights, early mornings, but we're super excited as a team to finally be able to showcase the art and obviously build from there.
And the other big question that's going to be high on everybody's minds is how much.
It's only going to be 45 ADA for our whitelist, and then it's going to be 50 ADA for the public. So super cheap from what we can tell. So we've compared it to a lot of other artwork across different blockchains, and yeah, for the quality of art, it's a no-brainer really. For me personally, obviously, I'm going to sound biased, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like a lot of mints at this point, sort of like around the 100 ADA mark, and certainly sort of like north of 75, 80. Quite a few sneaking in around 120 and 150 now. So I think 50 ADA is quite the bargain in this climate, to be honest.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. We've had a lot of different interests from a lot of new people entering the space. We also worked out obviously what we need to in terms of to deliver on the things that we need to, and obviously also had to look at the market, how things are going, etc. There are so many different factors we had to consider, but yeah, we came out at 50 ADA. Obviously, Whitelist and our militia gang, they had to get rewarded. So it's 45 for those guys, and just 50 ADA for public.
Very nice. So how long has the project been in preparation then?
So it's been in the works for a while. The actual idea, initial idea, I can't take full credit for it. It was Kevin Franco who kind of, I didn't know Franco at the time, but they were kind of having a conversation about what project to go into, and they knew I kind of liked art in real life, and I've had a very fortunate career, I would say, so far in real life. I've been able to sort of successfully run my own marketing business, and I've had some pretty good roles, etc. And I know Franco in real life, so it always helps. And he called me in. He knew I was already in the crypto space and just got into Cardano. So yeah, I came in, and we were looking at obviously lots of different styles of art, different options, and we went with the anime Japanese style. It kind of took the three of us back to a place where when we were kids, essentially watching cartoons, and we wanted to create a fun brand, but also something that was trendy, where we can show off the different streetwear we're into as individuals. And yeah, everything just came together and it clicked, and we've been kind of building since last August, September now with different concepts, different ideas. And then obviously we had lots of different styles of art we looked at. We had loads of different concepts. And when we saw this particular style from our main artist, Daru, we kind of fell in love with it. It hadn't been done in the space. It still hasn't been. We've got a complete unique shattering trait. It'll be hidden from the metadata, but basically each one of our traits doubles up as two. because they've all got their own unique shadows, etc. And we wanted to bring that into the space. So ever since then, we've been working on the art, different concepts, etc. And the community itself, we've built very organically. It's only been in the last 2 weeks that we've started really expanded on our collaborations. Obviously, with the Mint approaching, it seems it's become a necessity under the current market. So we've been kind of promoting on all fronts, making sure we're ready and set for the Mint.
Very nice. And welcome to Kev, who's better late than never. Or better 2 hours early than never.
I'm real bad with the whole time zone thing. So when he told me the time, I thought I had another 2 hours, and lo and behold, I didn't. So,
well, I'm glad you could still make it anyway. And I promise not to pull a plot twist on you and actually let you know that we're the ones that are all 2 hours early.
That's even better.
That would be a fun trick to play on somebody one day, though.
Definitely.
So, I guess, so yeah. How about like a 30-second to 1 minute pitch of like the overall grand plan for Kirai, and then we can start looking at things into a little bit more depth.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can give a quick overview. I've kind of been used to doing it over the last couple of weeks. So, in a nutshell, we're an anime-inspired brand. We've also got origin Japanese folklore, so we love the idea of metaverse storytelling as a brand. And generally speaking, our idea here on Cardano is to build a long-term community-driven and sustainable sort of hub that we can not just promote with other projects in this space, but outside of the Cardano space, and let people know we exist and we are a sustainable blockchain. And whilst we're doing that, we're also going to be letting the community decide how we take the directions, what new ventures are we going to go into. That's all going to be down to the community. And our aim is to build a brand that's profitable for obviously all of our holders financially, but also at the same time to give them a real brand to belong to, and a brand that promotes cool art, sustainability, and fun in the space. So that's pretty much us, I would say.
I mean, yeah, pretty lofty goals there, but you guys have been around for a while, so you must know what you're doing. So how many people are on the team overall then?
So we've got myself, Kevin, Franco, and we're the core three founders. Kev heads up the community side of things. I handle the PR and marketing, and Franco is our engineer and dev. He does all the late night generating, etc., as he's been doing this past week. And then we've got two amazing artists, Indaru and Fleur. Fleur actually supports Indaru with the shadow layering, so it's really, really cool that they work together really well and are able to pull it off. We've also got a couple of extended, freelancers essentially that we've used, and we will continue to use to create and build sort of the more technical aspects of our brand. But Franco heads up all that side of things.
Can't forget we got Allison, Lukey, and Garrett as our amazing mod squad. So don't forget them.
I know. Do you know what? I have to shout out Garrett. Independently, I told him I would about a week ago on a space, and I completely forgot. I don't think he was on it, to be fair. Anyway, it looks like he's in the chat right now. So, shout out Garrett. We'll get him to listen back to this. But yeah, we've got an awesome team of moderators who, luckily, we've been able to talk with and get to know, on an individual basis, and they're actually mods from within our community that we've promoted. So, it's a strong foundation we're building, and those are the guys for now. But as we continue to build, and we've got bigger milestones that we need to achieve, we'll be recruiting from within the Cardano ecosystem, but also bringing in sort of specialist creators from outside of the CNFT space to show them what we're all about, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, always got to give a shout out to the mods. They do amazing work and are almost always universally underappreciated for the amount of work they do. Even with the amount of appreciation they get, they are still very much underappreciated.
Critical part.
I couldn't agree more. Kev spends most of the time with these guys, so he's probably the best person to praise them, really.
Even though all they do is make fun of me, but it is what it is.
This is true. We've been talking about Kev's deep voice, and yeah, we've been having fun in the chat today.
Oh dear. So what kind of other sort of like you mentioned you went through a whole bunch of ideas. So I'd be kind of interested to hear about some of the ideas that you discarded along the way.
I keep losing connection here, trying to find the one spot in my house that doesn't drop out.
It's all good, Kev. I think we can still hear you when you just spoke.
Yeah.
Do you mean in terms of styles of art, sorry, or
Yeah,
just
it's like styles of art and or subject matter. Because obviously
yeah,
Kirai is very like PFP focused.
yeah, definitely. So obviously we looked at different. I guess the first thing is what kind of character we want it to be, and after looking at all of the different animals and extraterrestrial creatures, etc., we decided if we're about the community first, and as a brand, we'll always use digital sort of equipment and the space to connect with humans and impact humans possibly. So we went with the human characters, and then we looked at different styles of art, what we like, and yeah, since we looked at this, and we just knew anime was the way forward. We like anime ourselves. I don't get as much time as I would like to for the last probably 7-8 years, but it's nice to be able to dip my toes back in and get to know the space a little bit better again.
So, what was it that brought you all to crypto and Cardano in the first place?
Kev, can you hear us? I feel like I'm doing all the talking now. I don't know if he can hear us or if he's got any signal himself. No, I think he's out. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
1 sec. I'm trying to get everything switched over here. It's all dropping out on me. Give me like 30 seconds.
You're okay. I guess I can tell you from my personal kind of journey, I guess. I started over on Ethereum. I think most people do. Well over a year ago now, and I entered the space, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was trying to research, learn as much as I can, and within kind of a 6-week period, things just popped off, and then the mainstream attraction came, and obviously you invest in multiple projects. There's only so much research you can do, and I found the space personally, quite toxic. There was lots of rug pulls around me, my personal investments. I'd been rugged a couple of times already on myself. And it just wasn't a place for somebody new. I don't think there aren't enough tools and enough guidance. And Franco was already on Cardano, and he introduced me to the space, and I haven't looked back since. Obviously, I've been on Solana over that in terms of NFT speaking specifically, and just fell in love with Cardano and the community and on a personal basis. I'm into my sustainability, and me and my girlfriend, we've always tried to travel and promote sustainability in our real lives, and Cardano straight away stood out on that front, and just love everything about Cardano right now, and what Charles is cooking up really.
So, what was the first CNFT that you minted then?
Oh, CNFT. I don't even know. I don't think I minted straight away, because I kind of put a pause on minting from just getting regged on ETH. When I first came over, I was kind of just getting to know different people and different communities. I can't even think. Do you know? I think it might have been a brand called Non-Fungible Devils. I don't know if people have heard of them.
That rings bells. That definitely rings bells.
Yeah, so these guys, they minted. I started talking to the owner at the time, and unfortunately, the mint didn't go as well as it wanted to, etc. But I held a few, and I still think I've got one or two of these. But essentially, and obviously I've gone into a lot more since then. But the project actually got taken over by a few of the community members a few months back. So I just want to give those guys a shout out. Haven't been into chat to really get to know them where they are today. But these guys essentially came up from the community, took over the project, brought the floor back up to above mint after it crashed. A good like 70%.
Yeah.
And fair play to those guys. Man, that's only I've only seen that done on card. I know it's just another reason, and it shows the power of the community here. So it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, we actually have several successful quote unquote rug pulls that have happened in a similar manner to that, and yeah, it's quite heartening to see like a phoenix rising from the flames like that.
Everyone remembers Coco Locos.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's kind of an old school story at this point. I'm guessing there's going to be a whole bunch of people here that haven't heard it. But essentially, what happened with Coco Locos, they minted fairly early on, sold out. I think it was only like a 10 ADA mint or something like that at the time. Like sold out incredibly quickly. And then a couple of days later, they posted saying, "Sorry, we kind of only did this as a joke and to like do like some project research for like school. So we're just going to refund everybody and go away quietly." So yeah, that was a fun one.
Pretty funny. A couple times now they've made a little bit of a resurgence, and the
Yeah,
score's
definitely.
gone up, gone back down, gone up.
Yeah, I
It was
mean
like I think that was
they were
this time
also they were
last year.
also one of the first like really terrible looking mints.
Yep.
Like terrible.
You know, I'm so used to being on Twitter. I'm trying to find the laughing emoji to react. But yeah,
But no, they definitely had their own charm, and you could see why they sold out. But it had to be your thing.
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't my thing, luckily.
Yeah.
So
But
I
yeah,
think they even
so
had animated ones from what I can remember. But yeah, no, it wasn't for me.
let's hear a little bit about Kev's journey into the CNFT space.
When you asked Verge about his first one, I was trying to think. I either had a good one as my first, or let's just say a not great one as my first. It was either my first was either a DGen crypto club, which would have been a good one,
Yeah.
or I think it was one of the Hosky cash grab NFT coin tokens, which not as great.
You see, I'm pretty sure that Hoskies haven't been diluted quite enough yet. That they are about to hit 300,000 mints though.
It's yeah.
It's like completely insane. I don't get it myself. I'm not a drip drops guy or anything like that, so it's all kind of lost on me. But yeah,
I,
300,000 mints at any price is pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I came into the space like a deer in headlights. Not too sure which way to go, but since then, I've had some good pulls, some bad ideas, some worse ideas, but for the majority, there's a few good ones sprinkled in for all my awful ideas and getting a little too FOMO at times.
So, what was your background that sort of like brought you into the crypto space?
Actually, meeting these guys,
Oh, nice.
uh, yeah, it's been an interesting ride. They've taught me a lot, and I'm not from a technology background, but um, I enjoy everything from anime, gaming, things like that, which is actually how I met Franco, is through gaming. And then through Franco, I met Virgil, and it just kind of evolved from there. And we all thought it would be fun to do a project based on all our similar interests. And it's kind of been a snowball since then.
Nice. So, what game was it that you met in?
Call of Duty.
Ah. Love at first bullet.
Oh, for sure, especially back then.
Oh dear. So, moving on to talk about the art a little bit more. How many different sort of like traits and models do you have like spread out over the collection? Actually, I should probably ask, double check how many in the collection there is in the first place. But after that, how many different traits and stuff?
Oh, we're somewhere right around the 200 mark.
Nice. And how many's in the collection?
Total trait number. I
Sorry,
have to double.
total number of mint.
Oh, we mean 3750.
Nice. Oh, so yeah, I mean, 200 traits is a considerable amount for a project that size, actually.
Well, the whole aspect is, you see those 10K collections where they have, between 120, 150 traits, and you end up having a whole lot of pieces that look dang near the same. Our whole
Yeah,
goal was to create a collection where every single piece was going to be a unique piece, and you weren't going to look at another one and say, "Is that one mine?" That's the last thing we wanted.
yeah, no, I definitely agree on that.
Yeah, we had I think we were up to over 250 traits at one point, but
Oh wow.
we've scrapped a lot of stuff that just simply didn't fit in with the style, or the object was just or the trait wasn't. I don't know. We've done it for so many reasons. Even last night, as we were generating, Franco still got rid of some stuff, and we've ended up around 200. But except for one part of the hand, they all double up with their shadow traits. So it's double the traits, if you get what I mean. It's super complex to actually generate. I think Franco was generating since kind of Friday, and he finally kind of put the pieces of puzzle together today to get it, over to our minting partners essentially. But yeah, we've got about 200 traits, but they all double up with the shadow traits, which will be hidden in the metadata, so you guys won't even see it. You get to see a clean front for the users. But yeah, some really, really cool traits, and I've already started. It's really bad because they say you shouldn't kind of fall in. I guess you can fall in love with your own project. I'm kind of. I was speaking to Franco earlier, and I was like, "Oh, I'm going to get my bag ready. I've started making a list of the traits that I want to go snipe for." And yeah, man, excited to be able to show them all off. And yeah,
Right, so I can't let this slip by, but shadow traits?
yeah. So if you look at, I don't know, if you guys go over to, I guess, our Twitter, it's probably the easiest place. You'll see it on the pinned tweet. So you'll see that there is a 2D image, but it does have a 3D aspect to it because of the shadow effect that it's got within it. And that's
Yeah.
its own unique shadow layer for each of the items to obviously reflect their shadows, but that's all hidden in the metadata.
Yeah, that makes. Oh, yeah.
So that makes it super
Oh,
complicated.
yeah. That must have
You
been a
know,
nightmare.
yeah, it
Other,
wasn't. It wasn't for me. All Kev.
yeah, no, Franco would definitely bear the burden on that one. But the best thing about the shadows is if you actually count them, it takes a 200 trait collection and technically turns it into a 400 trait collection.
Yeah, that's
which
pretty
is
nuts.
crazy. I was on a video call with him last night up until probably like 2 a.m. and he was still generating. And yeah, when he was flicking through the rules, and when he kept telling me it's difficult, it's really complex, etc. But until I kind of witnessed it firsthand, I realized this is like the most complex generation I've ever seen. Obviously, without any use of AI, extra, etc. And it's not handmade, but it's sort of human made essentially. Each rule, etc. And yeah, fair play to Franco. He's a bit of an introvert, and I think he's with his family anyway. But yeah, shout out to Franco, man. He's done a great job putting these together.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's a humongous amount of work, that's for sure. So, do you have any favourite traits yet? Are you going to share any of your list of things that you after sniping yet?
Yeah, do you want to go, Kev? You probably have a list too. I don't know. We haven't really discussed it.
I won't go too deep into a list, but there is a trait that there's two traits that are specifically my favorites. So we have a collection mascot, which, at least I'll say he's our collection mascot, which is Udon. He's a little goldfish in a bowl. I will be collecting every single one of those. And then there's also a koi skin trait to where the character is scaled with koi patterning. I will be collecting every single one of those.
Well, there you go, everyone. Feel free to list them for like a millionaire each.
No, like
20. With me, I really like. So we've got multiple different skin tones. So we wanted to make it as inclusive as possible because As a kind of man of color myself, I'm quite dark skinned, and there aren't too many profile pictures I can go out and get and say that fits me. Kev's rocking the blue there, he's a Smurf, and we've got different skin tones, etc. So I immediately obviously go for those, but we've got a skeleton skin which I really like. And it's more the combinations that I've seen generated that I'm kind of after. If it's like a skull mask with a skull backpack, things like that. I like things that are all black. We've got some really, really, like, for example, the one, I can see one here, and one of the audience members, I think it's Vince. I really like the jacket and the headphone combination. I think they flow really well together with like that one looks awesome. And yeah,
Vince?
I think yeah, it's got his handle. I think is Azurioff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of look out for different trait combinations more than anything. So I wouldn't say specific traits, but when they are put together, the way they look and the way they match. I'm a weird person like that. I wear black socks if I'm wearing a black top. Things, and that's kind of what I look for in this. And yeah, the combinations that it's generating is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely with you on that one. So I've been looking through some of the collection on like Twitter and stuff. And is there any like special backgrounds or anything like that, or is it all sort of like monotone-ish backgrounds?
With this, it is going to be a standard background across all of them, and we wanted the art itself to be the highlight of the piece, the way it's done with the shadows. So we kept the backgrounds minimalistic.
Makes a lot of sense.
But we've discussed the idea of potentially introducing new backgrounds. So we've got a tool in our Discord at the moment, for example, where we wanted to give the community a little something so they can go and shout out about Kirai in their own way on Twitter. So we've got a bot at the moment where if you upload your profile picture from whatever Twitter or Discord, etc., that will then generate you a background banner you can then use on Twitter, and it will show that profile picture in a billboard. So we've got more. Yeah, it's really cool. We've got it's just like magic. You literally upload it. A second later, you get a new Twitter header, and we'll be adding more. What's the word? Options of backgrounds, I guess, and different things. And we've discussed potentially allowing people to also upload their Kirai profile pictures for maybe a custom background that way. That's a concept. It's not confirmed, etc. But these ones will be plain. But in the future, there may be ways you can get cooler backgrounds, because the fan art we've seen some people do is kind of giving us ideas, and we're like, oh, that ring looks really cool. That would really highlight the piece. But it's just how would that actually fit into it? It's going to be difficult. But yeah, it's certainly an idea we've got for the future.
So does that mean that the policy is going to remain unlocked for a good time after mint, and so you'll be able to get up to shenanigans later on?
No, it will be locked, but when I say the future, I mean at least 4 weeks post mint. For now, we'll just keep it with the Twitter options that are going to be coming in, and with these backgrounds, it'll be put up for vote within the community if they want it, and they think their profile pictures or the art is going to pop even more. Then we will get it done. Everything we do is going to be decided with the community essentially. So yeah, it'll be down to these guys if they want different backgrounds.
I mean, it shows how fast the space moves when you're like, oh yeah, that's going to be a long time away, not for at least a month. Like, what? No, hang on a minute, a month isn't that long.
Yeah, I know. It feels like forever in a space, doesn't it? It's like we understand, especially in the current market, people kind of want everything ready-made, and as soon as they buy the NFT, they want a 10x or 100x, or they want a game, or they want to be in the metaverse, or they want to be airdrop tokens, etc. So we understand, obviously, how important it is to make sure we've got short-term things we want to achieve for our community, but everything else after that is going to be down to these guys. Whatever they want to do, we're going to put our heads down to and build. But yeah, man, a month, 3 months, a year, 2 years, hopefully 10 years, we'll still be around doing things. Who knows?
That's the biggest thing is you want to do one thing at a time and you want to perfect it. There's too many projects out there that try to rush, 3, 4, 5 ideas at once. And they don't perfect them, and then they end up becoming a mixture of blah. You don't know which way they're going. We want to do one thing at a time, make sure everything's perfected before we move on to the next idea.
100%, definitely. It's the Cardano way, right?
Yeah, but you have to announce the announcement of the announcement for it to be, you know, the true way.
Oh, mate, we do. I announced earlier that we've got a 24-hour warning for whitelist registrations, and an hour later, Kev posted a 23-hour announcement. Yeah.
You know what? You can never announce things too many times.
No, I'll definitely agree with that. And there'll always be, like, you know, 100 people that turn up like a minute past it closes saying, "Oh my God, I missed it. You must help me immediately now."
Exactly, and you know what? Who doesn't want to see 100 pings on their Discord when they don't? It's like, come on now.
Yeah, like 25 minutes before mint usually as well. That'll be when the next lot comes in.
Yeah.
Oh dear. So, have you got much in the way of plans for any merchandise or anything like that coming in the future?
Yes, I'll say that with no great specific plan of detail at the moment, but we do plan on having some form of purchasable merchandise in the relative near future.
Yeah, we've looked at different options, and obviously, being a brand that promotes sustainability, it makes things a little bit tougher for us. But yeah, we've looked into a few options, and one of the things we love about the art is the different styles of clothing and streetwear, and how trendy these characters look. And if we can bring that into merchandise, because that's what the community wants, we would 100% be down for that, because obviously we're into our clothing anyway, and different styles, so it'd be awesome.
Yeah, and the thing with that is based on our sustainability factor and in the current world market and the availability of materials for creating merchandise, the sustainable materials are in very short supply at the moment.
Yeah.
So, which is why we can't give any specific date range on when we could get them out. It would all have to be based on once we got down to brass tacks and actually had things in our hands.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And obviously, delivery times and shipping isn't exactly the easiest thing to work out on a global scale at the best of
No, you
situations, let alone
can't
now.
even get your 2 day Amazon Prime anymore. Half the time, it simply takes a week.
I know, right? I mean, I ordered a new desk out a few weeks ago, and they just lost it. Literally, just straight up
how,
lost
how,
it.
the, how do you lose a desk?
I know, like it's a big one as well. It's like, you know, but big enough for like 3.5 monitors and stuff. So, but no,
Do you know
apparently you can just lose it.
that's so funny that you say the same things happened to me. So I ordered a garden shed. You guys won't know this, but we've got a home base. It's called it's I don't know. It's not like a Target, but it's where they sell, I guess, everything you need for your home essentially. And I ordered a garden shed over 3 months ago, and it arrived 2 weeks ago. There was about
Jesus.
like 30 emails back and forth. It had ended up somewhere else. I don't know how they can, get it mixed up with something else. But yeah, it took 3 months to get a garden shed. So yeah, logistics isn't my favourite thing to do right now.
No, I mean, especially being in the UK, doesn't help too much on that front these days, does it?
No, not in this space. But hopefully, as time goes, we get more and more people in. And I'm really looking forward to doing a UK meetup. Getting all the project creators together and doing something in the future. So it'll be good. I think we guys need to lead it. It's down to us as people that are earlier in the space to bring these guys in. And I'm always
Well,
kind of preaching in real life.
funnily enough, there is actually a monthly meetup in London, as far as I'm aware. I think it's still going. That's run by the Crypto Boutique guys.
Yes, do you know what? I know those guys because I never actually minted, but I got dropped a token, and I think it was just a style of art. I didn't really look too much into it, but I remember when one of the first things I said to them when I met them was, "Oh wow, you're from the UK. We should do a meetup." And it's probably in my DM somewhere, so I'll definitely go catch up with those guys. That'd be really really cool.
Yeah, make sure you let them know it was me that reminded you on that one. I do actually intend to turn up at some point myself. I'm just so ridiculously busy right now.
Um,
It's not too viable, but
I'm going to go sweep the secondary to make sure I've got a couple. I won't tell them I didn't mint.
Well, we'll find out if they're still listening to my AMAs now, I guess.
Yeah, exactly, mate. Exactly. Sorry, guys, if you're listening.
Oh dear. So, obviously, weekend comes. Like, you sell out either instantly or fairly quickly, or even over the space of 48 hours or whatever. What's likely to be your first announcement after you've said, "Yay, we've sold out. We're awesome. Thank you so much, everyone."
I'm catching a flight, guys. I'll see you later. No.
Yeah.
One of the first things we're going to implement is the closure of our Discord to the public. So our Discord will go holders only in the future, and to access, I guess, all of our latest announcements, all the alpha plans we've got. That's only going to be available to holders. So it's just making sure immediately everything stays open, everything gets sorted. Then the Discord goes private. Then we really start to get to work.
Nice. And will you still be doing a lot of work on Twitter, which is more open to the wider world?
100%, yeah. Obviously, we want to make sure we're allowing new people to see it, because we want to reach as many people as we can in the space. So we will be collaborating in the future with I can't say who, so I'll just say lots of different things.
Don't say can't. Just say yes. You know what? I can. I don't answer to anybody.
For example, we've just posted. If you guys go check it out, our own Kirai introvert. So you can expect to see some more of these. We've had conversations with, and this is something that I really want to do personally, because I remember waiting for I think we all minted the hippo in the Kirai Discord, to be fair, and I kind of spoke with Jake over at JPEG, and waiting to hear back from them. But I'd love to do a Kirai hippo that we can auction off. JPEG obviously have a commitment to sustainability themselves. I think they're called Pachama. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but Pachama, I'm not too sure. But to auction it off and to use the proceeds to plant further trees, which is what we're going to be doing for every Kirai CNFD we mint as well. So that's the only thing I'll say. I won't say anything else on kind of the future artistic plans, but you can expect to see the style of art in the space in a way that benefits both kind of the world, but also our holders.
The other thing with the Twitter is we got to make sure that we don't lose our presence there, because once we do close our Discord, if we didn't utilize Twitter, all we would have at that point is word of mouth. So we also want to make sure we're constantly pressing the project, bringing new people in. They can get in, see the benefit of holding a Kirai, and just continually growing our community and keeping it strong.
Yeah, definitely. I think we've only ever asked maybe once or twice to get the actual community to go, post something on Twitter or to go like or retweet. I think we've only done that a couple of times so far, and it's been nice. But in the future, we're going to have a closed off community, so it's going to be a lot easier to kind of navigate and manage these guys to make sure they do shout out about what's going on, etc. externally, and we'll have incentives along with that to encourage it, etc. to make sure we stay relevant and in the conversations on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, do you want to expand a little bit on sort of like the how you're going to be getting involved in the tree planting?
Yeah, I don't know if Kev wants to do it, but yeah, we're going to be Kev, you there? Sorry. So we've already
dropped out again, has he?
I'm not too sure. There he is.
So I mean, for the most part, we're working with One Tree Planted, which is on their own. They purchase the trees. We provide the monetary compensation for the trees, and they plant them. But like personally, I'm going to use some of the proceeds to put some maples and oaks and things like that in my yard, that just to benefit the native environment. Same trees you would find growing there elsewhere, and then maybe try to give some towards like local parks and things like that.
No, that's cool. That's definitely very cool. I mean,
yeah, it's awesome, man.
Where do The charity plant most of their trees that they're planting for everyone.
There's actually, they do it in different zones. So I believe it's a little more so up to them. But there is one tree planted in Canada, the United States, the UK. I think they're in South America, and then a couple other areas. I can't remember all of them.
Yeah, they do it globally, but I think the few hundred we did plant, I think that was in British Columbia, if I'm right, Kev. I can't remember
Yeah,
what the
yep.
certificate said. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was in British Columbia. So these guys will have control, but yeah, in the future, who knows? Maybe we'll do a in real life meetup and plant some trees together. Who knows?
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
pretty smart
I'd
about
be
how they
down for
do it
that.
too.
I'd definitely be down for that.
They
Yeah, man.
they track
If
they
we can,
track
if we can
things like
find any like
wildfires.
grass around London where we can put one in, that is.
What I do, you guys got plenty of rain, so it'll work over there. I know that.
You say that now, but we've been given a bit of a rude awakening this summer on that one, haven't we?
Uh, all I ever hear about is how dreary and gray and rainy it is over there. So that's a surprise.
Well,
Kev
we're in
was away
the
for a few days. Yeah, it's been hot, Kev, like stupid hot. You had a heat stroke, didn't you?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah, like,
Um,
and that was from being inside as well, I might add.
yeah, it's crazy. We've had fires which I've never witnessed in the UK, just from the heat. We've got a hosepipe ban coming in a few days' time, so we can't even water anything in the garden.
Well, yeah.
Um,
Well, it's in for everywhere, but the one area that's bringing it in on the weekend.
yeah, I mean, it's been raining for the last like 2 days though. To be fair, it's not very warm anymore. I love the sun personally, so yeah, my plan is to retire in a hot country somewhere one day and come back to the UK just for summers, just to be with family. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. But yeah, I'm not a fan of the British weather here. But yeah, everything's dry out there at the moment. We were on a walk yesterday, me and my girlfriend. It was the first time we kind of went and sat on a bench and we were looking out and we said, this gives us like real Middle Eastern vibes because we travel out there quite a lot for vacations and it felt like, you were in a completely different place. I've never seen everything so dry. And then it started to rain and it hasn't really stopped since. Though I kind of wish I didn't, have that thought.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some pretty terrible figures recently. I can't remember if it's the worst drought in 15 years or like 50 plus. I know it's an unreasonably long time though.
Yeah, we've certainly hit our highest ever recorded temperatures, and it's been crazy. But it just shows, on a global scale, what's going on. We see it everywhere else, but until it kind of, I guess, hits you in your home, most people don't react to it. And I think we need to be more proactive as a race because we need to look after this planet. It's our home, and yeah, if we can make a difference, small difference in that big pond, and help the world be a better place, then why not?
So you trying to tell me that global warming's real?
Yeah,
No,
sorry.
mate, no.
I've just looked it up. It's the worst drought since 1975, which
Wow, yeah,
is
it's
which is
crazy.
like a bunch before I was born, and I'm like 43.
Do you know, with the Earth being flat, Kev, I think that's where the problem all starts.
The other day I was drinking and I swear I almost fell off the edge.
That was just sitting up from your chair, wasn't it?
That's possible too.
But yeah, it's been crazy hot here. Glad it's cooled down a bit, but hopefully, yeah, it will, give people another nudge to say, hey, look, we need to make more things actionable now, and not in the future.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, just to quickly mention it, just that one of our one of ones which has been revealed, the Man on Fire. The kind of concept behind our one of ones are the 4 different seasons, and the Man
Ah,
on Fire, he actually represents summer, but also he represents the idea came up with all the different fires, etc. that we've had. I obviously mentioned the one we've had here, but it's been evident all throughout Europe and obviously over in the States. It's been crazy and all around the
yeah,
world. To be
and
fair,
Australia as well. Can't forget what they've
yeah,
been going through. That isn't
it's
really even talked about anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. So he actually reflects, the forest fires, etc. So that's kind of the meaning behind that one of one.
That's cool. Like, yeah, he's definitely smouldering. Trying
Yeah, man,
to
he's
put it back
fire.
on for the YouTube guys. I did just want to make sure that if anyone's listening in, they do want to ask any questions or anything like that, just fire them into NFT chat. I'm monitoring that, and I'll make sure that the team get a chance to answer any questions that you may have. And that does
Shout out
include,
Garrett.
can I have whitelist?
Yeah. Shout out Garrett. He's finally here. I told him I'd give him a shout out. Here he is.
Hey, yeah, I think he like turned up the first time. I think he turned up literally about a second after you said it.
They know, man. We're connected. The team is connected. We just feel it.
So what's likely to be the first major decision that you're going to be asking the community for their feedback on?
Well, one of the things is as we continually produce lore, it's going to be a community driven lore. So we're going to be asking the community for their feedback and how we should take the story of Kirai.
Nice. I mean, do you have any sort of like overall sort of like general ideas on the direction of where you want to take the story, or is that just going to be all the community?
No, we have a base story that is actually in production. We have a professional writer working on it because I quickly found out that Kev is not a great writer. But we did get a first draft, added in some revisions, and we're going to base it off that starting line, and we're going to take it from there.
Yeah,
Nice.
so it will act as the origin story, and it will essentially. Obviously, I can't give the ending away, but it shows you guys how Kirai is born, and from there on, you're kind of left with what's ahead, without saying it, and it'll be down to the community from that. From the end of the first chapter, obviously we're going to provide, but everything after that is down to these guys. So if they think for some reason half of the people in the law shouldn't be there, then that's what they'll have. But also they'll have opportunities to we'll do it in different ways. There's going to be different kind of raffles, maybe different methods in which we pick, and the community gets to do it. But they can have their own characters, Kirai characters feature in the law. And we've currently spoken with a couple of animation studios, and we've currently got one in India right now. Preparing the first ever animation draft, and I'm looking forward to seeing that. And then if it's good, obviously we'll bring it out to the community. If not, we'll go back, find somebody that can provide us with the quality we want it to, and then in the future, as the story evolves, hopefully we can continue to produce these short sort of animations in which their own Kirai CNFT can feature, which is a really, really cool idea, and it's completely what anime is about. So it's exciting, that part for me anyway.
Absolutely. I mean, how long do you expect these animated shorts to last?
As long as the community want it to.
Sorry, I meant more in sort of like, are you thinking like, they're going to be like a 2 minute thing or like a 10 minute thing or?
Oh, the draft right now is just over 2 minutes. I haven't seen it yet. I've spoken with the guys that they're still working on it, etc. It's really difficult because our characters are side facing, so a lot of hurdles start from there. It's really, really complicated, and obviously not an easy process. But it actually was through a family friend. My brother-in-law works in TV himself, and don't know if you guys know Vox Media, but he's one of their main editors. So I'm very lucky to have that contact, and they're actually all over in India on a vacation right now. Actually, all my family are, and I'm kind of like, me and my girlfriend couldn't go because we had the mint coming up, and I said I just simply can't be out enjoying with leaving these guys to do it. So I didn't go, but yeah. So once they come back in around 3 to 4 weeks, I'll have the first draft to look at, and then we're going to go from there. But yeah, it's going to be just over 2 minutes, but that is just the first ever Origin draft, and then obviously as it evolves, yeah, they're going to remain short because we're not here to bring out 30-minute, an hour long anime series. There's plenty of those around, and they're very, very good at what we do. We just want to create short stories in our own way, and add something different to the space.
So, how are you going to go about picking which NFTs get the animated treatment?
There's going to be loads of different ways, so it can be done on a number of different ways. So obviously, we can have different raffle types. We're going to do it in the most fairest way. So it will be down to these guys, whatever option we're going to provide them a few different options and how they can get selected, whichever one they want to run with. That's then it's come from within the community, and no one can say, hey, you got chosen, but I didn't. But these guys will decide how they get selected themselves. But we'll present them with a few options through raffles, through different traits, etc. So there'll be a few different options for them to select from.
Very nice.
They're selecting their own fate essentially. So if they don't get selected, we did it the most fairest way we could.
I mean, that's fair enough. So, is there anything sort of like major around the project that I've somehow managed to sidestep or avoid for any reason?
I mean, you forgot to mention it's the best one in the world.
I do have a couple of projects I'm rather partial for. I'm willing to put you on the podium.
Okay, I'll take that.
Like,
Don't have to be,
I
gold,
really
silver, bronze. You can give us platinum. Or...
I bet he says this to all his guests, Kev.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
To be fair, I don't think I've ever said podium to any guests. So
okay, we at least made the stage. We'll take that.
You may only just be the first one, but that if I find another one to put on the podium, that means that the CNFT space is doing a really good job. But yeah, I mean, like it's. I find it unusual for me because anime isn't usually my type of thing, in honesty. But I just love the detail on some of what you guys have done, and like the color palettes as well, like sort of like the Kirai that Kev has as his profile picture. I'll just find it on your sneak peeks again, so you two can see which one it is I'm talking about. But those blues are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's by far my. I can't say because the Koi's my favorite, but it's by far one of my favorite skin traits. As we have plenty.
Oh, I can't find the one. Oh, where was your one posted? Was it Twitter by any chance?
The one that is my profile picture should be in our previews in
I'm
the
just
Discord
blinded.
under our
That's
sneak
fine.
peeks.
I do a good job of being blind sometimes.
Oh, I do that all the time. It's okay. But if anyone's wondering, the hairstyle in my PFP, it's another. I named it after one of my favorite. Well, I won't say favorite movies. I've got a bunch of favorite movies, but the Zoolander, the blue steel.
Yeah,
That is the name of
yeah. Yeah, I can't actually find you in the preview thread. I've got another one with some pretty nice blues and like contrast with the grey and stuff, which I think looks absolutely stunning, especially with like the snake skin and everything like that. Looks just like mwah.
It might be on the website. Let me just double check.
So I'm sure I've seen it somewhere.
Yeah, my memory is only good for like 10 seconds, so it could be anywhere.
It is on the website.
Yeah, it's on the website.
But you don't get to see the full thing. No. But yeah, that's the one there.
But yeah, I mean, like sort of like, what resolution are these shipping in?
It's all 4K.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like because I know I've been able to zoom in like quite a long way on them, and the lines and the details all stay like crisp and fresh.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna get confirmation from Franco in case it's like 8 a.m. and we're I'll let you do it, Kev. You get that answer, but I want to say it's like only because I'm using a really bad laptop right now, and I'm not going to. When we were on a call last night, when I said I was watching the generating, I'm currently using a Chromebook. I broke my MacBook, and
Ooh.
I'm currently using a Chromebook, so it's not the best of systems for me to really look at different image resolutions, etc.
Yeah.
But Franco's got a really awesome office, which I'll be going to spend the day in on Saturday to, when everything's going on, etc. And that's the first. I've seen him when I've been with him, but I don't know the full details. Franco is the man for that, and he's the one working hard behind the art with the artists.
Yeah, I mean, has he pretty much finished all his work now? It's all been sent off to the devs, or is he furiously working on the next thing?
No, it's sort of almost done. I think he sent it off to our mint partners, Ada Anvil, earlier this evening. Only because I got. Oh no, that was for the background. So he may still be finishing it. To be fair, for the backdrop for the the landing minting page.
Yeah.
The reaction we got was, oh wow, blah blah. So I thought it was the art, but no, it was for the background. I've just checked. So he's probably still at work.
Yeah. Very, very good shout on the choice of minting partner, though. I have to say that every Ada Anvil mint that I've partaken in has been absolutely flawless.
Yeah, 100%, man. It was a bit of a no-brainer, really. I think, obviously, not to mention any names or anything, but you've probably seen a few mints go, sideways recently. Different issues, weight problems. I've experienced it myself firsthand, and we obviously saw the great work Anvil were doing in the space. They came and rescued a couple of mints, like the Virtua. That was a huge mint. Obviously, they came in and really, really sorted those guys out, and they're a really cool team. I think Cash might actually be. I think we're going to have a little Discord sort of hangout tomorrow evening, and we've somehow attracted a lot of ETH attention, and some people's first ever CNFT. So we want to make sure the instructions are as clear as possible for these guys. So tomorrow night when we're on Discord, we might be able to get. He said he would, but I'm not too sure on this. But Cash should be coming over to explain the mint clearly, and share a screen to maybe show the guys a sample of how exactly a Cardano mint works, to make sure the folks and anybody that's new completely understands what's going on. They're a really cool team.
No,
they're super
awesome.
willing to help out with everything and anything that we need from them. They're extremely supportive.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, they have both options available as well, I believe, as so in tandem. So it's both multi-sig and send ADA, if I'm correct.
Yeah. All you'll need to do is, because we're using a tools wallet, obviously, but thank you to you guys for the tool. It is amazing. So simple, so simple, man. I love it. Even from an admin's point of view, to keep up to date, or no, apart from the guys who couldn't see it because they didn't have their whitelist yet, we've had zero complaints about the tools. Everyone's mentioned is how good and efficient it is at using it. So thank you to you guys. But
I might have to just do a double check on that and test that myself, and maybe get myself a whitelist as well.
I think Brad obviously came up set, and it is it's flawless. Thank you so much. And I think we're the first ones to use this new version of it as well, which is really cool.
Quite possibly, actually. Like Brad actually has a lot of love for you guys. It has to be said.
Yeah, I think he's a fan of the art. He's been super supportive from day one as well. And man, good luck to you guys on your polls. Hopefully, you get what you want. I'll be looking forward to seeing what you get. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm being financially responsible these days in the cost of living crisis. So if I do get one, it will probably only be two.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Or 4 or 5 or 6.
Yeah, I do the same thing. I'm like, I'm just going to do this one thing, and then I kind of like for raccoons, for example. I've been so busy lately that I just haven't had the time to do as much research as I wanted to. But I've listened to enough things and seen enough things that I kind of was like, I'm definitely minting raccoons. So I sent off a 4. In a transaction. 24 hours later, I got in touch with the team and I was like, hey, I still haven't got my NFT. And it turned out I was only eligible to get 1 on my whitelist, and it is, me not reading the fine print, and I was just kind of like, I want 4 of these minimum. We just thought just a complete degen moment, but yeah, it's easily done in a space, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry, you're going to have it from the other side now when you get 100 people send you that very same DM.
Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed. I'm looking forward to them. And sorry to the team. I think I mentioned to the team already earlier that we've got so many people in different projects that we've kind of pushed over the last 2 weeks. We want to make sure, obviously, everyone gets their whitelist, gets registered, and we've been warning guys. But yeah, I think we'll certainly have a few people that miss out, and hopefully the mint itself, I don't expect it to be anything but smooth with Anvil. I think it's going to go really, really smoothly, and hopefully the only troubles we get is people saying, I was on the whitelist and I sent off for 10 because I thought it was 10, but you only get 5, unfortunately, on a whitelist. Only militia guys get 10.
Oh dear, yeah, yeah. It's sort of like the more awaited the mint, the more problems afterwards to get solved.
Yeah, definitely. We opened up ticketing probably about 24 hours ago, and we're over 100 already. Loads of collab interests and ETH investors, people that want to work with Kirai or for Kirai, and then the rest have all just been whitelist.
Well, I may have sent you like another 15 your way today myself. So glad to be part of the problem and the cure.
Do you know what I mean? No, I appreciate the format you sent it in as well, because sometimes we get screenshots and it says that you can't see their full Discord ID, and you have to physically kind of have it pasted somewhere so you can do it manually one by one and one by one.
See, that was my lazy version, because usually I'd like copy and paste, and I mean, if you'd have asked me, I'd have sent you over their wallet addresses as well, so they wouldn't even have to make a ticket. But
we have got that with some brands. They're super organised, like the Raison de Terre team. We've got an Excel sheet set up with them, and they've provided us not just the actual Discords, but the whitelist wallet addresses that they want as well. So I mean, it makes things smooth, but we're not complaining. Thank you for their interest, and hopefully everybody that has got a whitelist can register in time to be getting their mints. We don't know how public. Obviously, you can go. I've had good experiences in public. I've had a lot of bad experiences, but definitely more bad than good on popular mint. So hopefully everything goes smoothly and everyone can get their hands on it. If not secondary, that option is always available.
I'll send you over the wallets for the whitelist guys that we got from Discord. I can't do the ones from Twitter, unfortunately.
No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll get them registered.
I'll send you over the 5 from Discord at least.
You,
oh yeah, you already sent me those. But I did get a confirmation on the size. It's 2.5K by 2.5K.
I mean, that's still pretty significant. Like, that's still very significant.
So we're definitely trying to bring a quality product to the community.
It's when you zoom in and you see all the different attention to detail. Sometimes I've looked at something and gone, what's this here for? And then I realise as I zoom in and look into it properly that it's such a small thing that I wouldn't even think of, that I think is out of place. It's supposed to be there. So there's a lot of attention to detail from the artists, and Franco's been hands-on. Kev's obviously been looking at these, making sure each and every single trait is as it should be, etc. And I've kind of been too busy to do it in the last couple of weeks. So, these guys have been making sure it looks so clean. So, I'm going to sound biased, but yeah, I love it. And for me, especially in a humanized form, it is one of the best profile picture kind of drops I've seen, not just on Cardano, but across blockchains in my style and from my point of view anyway.
No, I'll definitely agree with that. It's absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. But yeah, everybody we know is all looking forward to it. Brad's looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Mango Bush is looking forward to a curry. I did promise I'd drop that one in for him. So I did also promise to run away very quickly afterwards as well.
Is he like a power lifter? I want to say.
I honestly don't know. I don't think I've ever seen Mango Bush's face actually.
I
Like
haven't, but
we
I've
chat and
heard.
call a bunch, obviously, but I've never video called him. I don't think.
I could be wrong. He's a really helpful guy and an awesome dude, first of all. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard it somewhere on a chat. Could be in the rats, but I'm really not sure. I don't know. But yeah.
I say, well, I'll ask him that one later, and we can give you an update at some point. And yes, there's been a couple of questions about whitelist for people that have joined the AMA and have been in from the start, especially if you're the first person in. Not mentioning any names specifically there, like Imi or any.
To be fair, Imi was here before we even started.
Yeah,
I think before even I came on.
yeah.
So thank you.
Imi was legitimately the first person in and was in within about a second of me pressing the start button.
So that's awesome. And do you know what we've got a huge block community. We did. I think we were obviously on the reviews, etc. The sheets the guys do, but I caught up with Block maybe just over a month ago, and we planned to do some things. And we hopped on our Discord VC maybe last week. Awesome team, awesome community. Even before the Jelly Cubes drop, the Kirai holders, mainly militia. Militia actually did get some whitelist spots, which we were very thankful for. And in return, we whitelisted quite a lot of different, block members that Jason knew on a personal basis, or they won raffles. So yeah, you'll fit right in. And anyone listening, we appreciate you guys obviously listening into us and being interested in what we're about. So if you want to go over to the Kirai Discord now, claim a ticket. Mentioned Virgil sent you from the Tools AMA, we can get you a whitelist assigned as an appreciation of us giving back to you guys who are listening. And the registrations close at 4:30, I think UTC tomorrow. So you'll have just over a kind of 12 hours to make sure that gets registered, and then you'll be set to mint if you did want to. Just go raise a ticket and we'll get you sorted.
I just
Yeah.
took a screenshot, so we got everybody.
Yeah, so sorry to the YouTube guys, and unfortunately the deadline is not practical to get you guys all involved as well. But if you are watching this back on YouTube, having not been able to make it live, like thank you very much for making it like 81 minutes in now. It's very much appreciated, and if you'd like to give it a like and a subscribe and a share and all that juicy social media goodness, everyone will be really appreciative.
And Mr. Beast will be choosing one of the viewers to send.
Gav, you weren't supposed to tell us.
Just kidding.
Yeah. For legal reasons, I have to make sure everybody knows that's a joke. YouTube are actually really sensitive about their giveaways. About doing any sort of giveaway or mentioning giveaway in videos and stuff like that. Actually.
You probably get spammed, and you'll get a huge spike in viewers if you did mention. I'd say Mr. B. Probably Mr.
B. Or that Elon guy, Elon Muscovat or something. Something close to that, perhaps.
Yeah, I think I've probably heard of him once or twice. Seems like a cool guy. Would love to catch a beer. Look into their mind.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if we don't have any further questions from the community, I think I'm probably going to have to round this up or move this towards rounding up at this point. Unfortunately, it's getting a little bit late, and there'll be Beth calling me soon.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. I think we said it would be a really short one, but we somehow nearly ended up being on for an hour and a half.
Hour and 15 minutes. That's not too. That's, believe it or not, that's actually, it's probably about average, if not like slightly below.
I mean, I'm a pretty sociable guy, and especially when I'm passionate about something, I will just talk for hours. So, yeah, thank you for having us, man. I really appreciate it. Sorry, keep talking on. And for anybody who's listening or listening back before Saturday, mint is Saturday the 20th. It starts at 5:30 p.m. UTC for whitelist and militia, and then 2 hours later the public goes live. Come and join us, and there's lots of different reasons to why. First of all, the first things first is the art. If you're into your art, come check us out, because we've got an awesome collection created by some incredible artists. Or whether you're looking to build and get that from real utility in a long-term sort of aspect and grow with a brand, and we're those guys for you. And or if you just want to narrate a lore and try and get yourself onto an anime, or just belong to a cool community and promote sustainability, come and join us, get to know us, and the team are always on hand to answer questions and get to know you guys and your backgrounds and stories in return. So thank you for having us, thank you to everyone listening, and looking forward to Saturday.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, thanks for having us. It's great. I always enjoy coming on these spaces. For the most part, it's always a great time.
He's lying. He's lying.
I was 10 minutes late on purpose. I was like, I'm gonna sit here and just listen to him because I don't want to be there.
No, you see, you have to be fashionably late to be able to make an entrance.
Exactly, or else what's even the point of coming in if you're not going to be late and really make a presence?
Exactly.
Definitely. Kev's much more of a thinker than me, and he plans these things ahead, and I kind of just go in and just talk rubbish for hours.
Well, again, thank you to you guys for showing up and sharing the knowledge and sharing the whitelist spots, and absolutely amazing and fun little conversation. And thank you incredibly much to our audience, who none of us would be here without. So big round of applause for you guys, and we look forward to seeing you all over on the Kirai server in the very near future.
Thank you so much, and really appreciate you guys from Tools. Everyone listening, thank you so much, and we will see you guys soon. Have a good night. Thank you.
Have a good one, y'all.
Cheerio, everyone.